Hello, welcome to School of Speech and Poise with Love. And if this is your first time, hi, my name is Lynn Roberts. And here I make content on things that can help you speak English correctly and confidently while communicating with intention. So, today's episode, I'd like to speak specifically to the ladies on how you can finally make peace with your own voice. I want to speak to a woman who doesn't like to hear the sound of her own voice, a woman who clicked on the play and then immediately stops because her voice makes her cringe, a woman that feels like the kind of voice she has does not sound intelligent. She has to imitate. She has to be like someone else before she can be considered as intelligent or she can be accepted. If listening to your own voice makes you feel embarrassed, disappointed, or even less confident, I want you to know this. You're not acting strange. You're not broken. But you just need to adopt a mindset shift that can help you appreciate the voice that you have. So, let's unpack. First, let's talk about why your voice makes you feel cringe at the sound of it. This is how it's like. When your voice gets amplified on a microphone or you listen to a recording that you made, it feels like someone that is different from who you perceive yourself to be. So in your head, you may have had this idea of how your voice sounds like, but on a microphone it sounds different. In a recording it sounds different. So you are in a way meeting yourself that you never knew existed, almost as if it's for the first time. So it naturally makes you cringe. And it also brings up questions like, do I really sound like that? That doesn't sound intelligent. Why do I speak that way? Now the painful part of it is, when you discover this, you start to disconnect from yourself. You try to reject that version of you have just discovered. What would you do? You would avoid listening to your voice ever again, either a recording or even a microphone. Actually, it might be easier on a microphone because you might try to zoom out of listening to your own voice while you're speaking. But for a recording, you would have to listen to it again. So you might just make the recording and you don't listen. But that has to change. Now the other question is, where did all of this come from? Many of us may have learned or listened to other people's voices that we classified as intelligent. We see people praise a certain type of voice. We see that some accents were actually respected. And there are also voices that were seen as classy and polished. You also feel it. If it doesn't sound like any of these that I have mentioned, you also decide that your voice needs fixing. But the thing is, there's a difference between working on your voice or on the way you speak from a place of comfort and from a place of discretion. When you're comfortable with the kind of voice you have, you are working to improve it from a place of comfort. But when you are not comfortable, when your voice still makes you cringe, you want to change that from a place of discretion. You want to get rid of your own voice as fast as you can. But let's do it better. What I discovered. The way you hear yourself, the voice you hear, it's not the same as what the world hears. It doesn't mean that they hear something different or something wrong. You are not used to listening to yourself from the outside. And that is why getting familiar with your voice can help you to get rid of that uncomfortable feeling when you listen to yourself. Now, here's what you can do to gain that familiarity with your voice. You have to record yourself speak more. Talk about something that motivates you. That thing that when you start talking about it, you lose track of time. Those are the kind of things you should talk about. And then record it. First, it might feel natural to just finish recording and you do not play it. But the reason you are taking this exercise is so that you can be familiar with your voice. So after the recording, you take a deep breath and then you play it. As you listen to yourself speak, remember it is about something you were passionate about. Listen to how sincere you sound. Listen to the emotions that is behind that voice. Listen to the power that it carries. That is what will help you see from the eyes or from the lens of another person that this voice that makes you cringe isn't that bad at all. So leave out things like, did I sound confident? Did I pronounce the words correctly? Did I sound educated? No, it's not about that. It is about being sincere, being a human being, and communicating your message with the right emotions. If you can do this repeatedly, you are gaining that familiar grounds with your voice. And that way, it softens your fear. How can you start loving and using your voice? Loving doesn't mean that you will suddenly adore your voice. It will mean that you will listen to it without judging it. It will mean you would use it without thinking too much about how you sound. It will mean you will stop fighting it. And it would also mean that you will stop silencing it. But you will speak genuinely wherever you are and in whatever situation. So ladies, these are the deep truths that I would like you to take out from this video. Know that your voice deserves space. It deserves to be heard. So stop shrinking and start using your voice to show up as you. That's all I have for you today. If this resonated with you, please like and subscribe. So until next time, please be good, and I will see you in my next video.